Augustine Gomez, I have been looking forward to this moment for quite some time. Now, I know your connection to the school goes back to the last century, so that our connection is relatively short, but still almost 15 years. That's a long time we've spent together. And I've got to say this, I knew from the moment I met you, pal, that you were a man of integrity. You are fun and funny, kind and caring. You are just a joy to be around. Add to that you've had incredible success personally and professionally, and that's why we are honoring you as our 2024 Alumnus of the Year. You are the best, my friend. Congrats to you. Can't wait to spend another 15 together. Go Eagles.
Obviously, thank you, PCDS, and the institution, the environment that it created, that it continues to create. And I think, in my mind, PCDS, Project Excellence, the entire ecosystem is sort of a beacon of light in this town. It really is. I could not be more thankful for the opportunity that PCDS gave me. It's hard to really put it in words because if I go through my life and I think about everything that happened from, 10 or 12 years old to today, there's so much of PCDS that's interwoven in my life, from my friends to my experiences to my education to my career. It's hard to put into words. I mean, I literally say to myself, it's like my parents and the great job that they did, and then like having PCDS in my life, right? I mean, just totally transformative. I could not thank PCDS enough, and so I hope that I show it less with words and more with work. Life took me today. I am principal partner and CEO of a commercial real estate investment and development company. My partner, Ron, he's 80, just turned 80 this year, and he's actually a former PCDS parent. So it's kind of full circle.
Project Excellence is a two-pronged program where we work with students in the community in Title I programs to offer augmented curriculum for them on the weekends. So they come to campus once a month on Saturdays. And then the other part of Project Excellence are the scholars that we have on our campus. And that's pretty exciting, in that those students, primarily from the workshops that we have, come on our campus as an average student. I think our scholars, having the opportunity to see someone like Augustine receive this award, is going to speak volumes to them. To know that they have come from similar places and have the ability to just reach so far and do so many things, I think will be super impactful for our students. I know as a director, just having had a student in the program being honored in this way makes me feel proud to be giving back to that community as well. And Augustine is really just a perfect example of where you can come from, what you can do, and how you can give back.
So during Augustine's time, we actually launched the Alumni Impact Campaign, where all alumni donations go directly to scholarships. And that was really inspired by Augustine's personal passion for scholarships. He is a very vocal scholarship recipient himself, and talks about how his scholarship to PCDS changed the trajectory of his life and his family's life. And on top of it, he's really put his money where his mouth is, and not only inspired others to give to our scholarship fund, but he himself has now become one of our most generous alumni donors.
I think initially he might have been a little bit afraid, but once he came, he just loved it.
It really brings tears to my eyes that the opportunity was presented to him. Couldn't have been presented to someone more driven than Augustine. Nothing in life has held him down through ups and downs, through trials and errors. Once he sets a goal, he makes sure he accomplishes it. Obviously, a lot of credit goes toward Augustine, but this opportunity wouldn't have been available if PCDS didn't have these programs for underprivileged kids in reality. My dad was, when he was able to do so, very supportive of us, would like spending time with us. But there's no doubt in my mind that he wouldn't have imagined where my brother would be today. But, I think a lot of things, not just my dad, but our stepfather that raised us also, my mother, even my brother won't say it, but even my view of him also is all important.
The two brothers were outside enjoying the rest of that hot Arizona summer afternoon, when their mother called them in at around 4 p.m. She told her children what had to be the hardest words ever to come from any mother's mouth. She said, Mino, your aunt just called and said that your dad is not coming to see you guys today. He's not ever coming to see you again. He's dead. The brothers experienced a pain so immense and indescribable, they felt as if their stomachs had dropped to the ground. July 28, 1990 was the saddest day of my and my brother Abel's lives. Abel B. Gomez Jr., my father, was maliciously gunned down on the porch of his best friend's home by a man whom he had never seen before and will never see again. My brother was 13 and I was 9.
When we look back at, what could have been, there's no doubt that my father would have been extremely happy.
We went to middle school together, so I've known Augustine for quite some time. We came from the same middle school, basically the same neighborhood, grew up about a mile apart from each other. So known Augustine for quite some time, seen him progress and grow as not only a student, as a young adult and as an adult, right, and seen some of the amazing stuff that he's done. He was always like a bigger brother, essentially. I mean, when I think about it, he really was like my academic big brother, and still is. One of the dangers of someone who is successful, right, and that has come from struggle, that I've seen is you lose sight of where you came from or how you got to where you're going, right? And one of the things that I've kind of always appreciated about Augustine, because you saw it, or I saw it at least when we were in high school as well, in terms of just that desire to give back, but it has been his desire to give back and reach back out to, it's one thing to blaze a trail forward, it's another thing to blaze a trail forward while trying to reach back and help people up kind of through that same thing.
Augustine was a shooting guard, if you want to call it that. I'm not sure anyone else would agree by typical basketball standards, but he and I had a really great relationship together. He was a great teammate. Augustine is actually responsible for our one win our sophomore year, or my sophomore year, when he decided to take the rules into his own hands and performed what to this day we still call the Augie Shuffle. He was not constrained by the bounds of traveling or even physics for that matter, and he decided to kind of jump back and forth and shoot a three-pointer at the end of the game that won the game for us. Thankfully, the refs didn't call the travel. I think they felt so bad for us that we didn't win any other games. And so Augustine set a memory in stone for that season's basketball team against Valley Christian, and I'm eternally grateful for that.
So as the Director of Alumni Relations, I have the pleasure of coordinating videos each year for the alum whom we are honoring. So it is exciting and an honor to be part of this video for someone who is dear in my life. Augustine is someone who has been in my life for many years. He and I met when I came to PCDS at the beginning of 10th grade. That's a pretty awkward time to have an academic shift in your life, but it was because of people like him that my transition to PCDS was seamless. I feel so fortunate to have come into a class that was welcoming and warm and loving, and he played a really important role in that. I feel so fortunate to have countless beautiful memories from our adolescence, which have only grown into adulthood. Augustine, I thank you for giving me the encouragement to try something new professionally, which has become a deep passion of mine. Since high school, we have maintained our friendship, and through weddings and children, and now having the opportunity to travel together as couples, I just feel so lucky to have you as a friend.
I remember him in the theater because he was in a production of Guys and Dolls that was a showstopper, and he was one of the three friends, the Dice group, the crap shooters group, and had a couple of song numbers, and I had no idea that he could even sing, and I still remember enjoying that performance very much. I'm really happy that Augustine is getting this award. He became one of the most loyal alums from that period. I saw him at events. I always have seen Augustine at school events for the last 25 years since he graduated. I think his loyalty has been terrific, and the fact that is coupled with his great success in the real estate world has been wonderful. I'm very happy for what he has achieved, and I'm proud, I think, of what he represents in terms of the history and evolution of the school as well.
Hi, I'm Tope Oyemi, class of '97. I met Augustine first when we were 12 years old. and later we were both in Project Excellence. And I have to say his tenacity, his fierceness, his competitiveness, his ability and willingness to sacrifice to achieve his goals has remained steadfast. And over the years, I've been tremendously proud to see what he's achieved, to see what he's struggled through, to see what he's persevered through. Augie, this is an amazing, well-deserved award.
For those of us who have known Augustine for the last 30 years, today is completely unsurprising, as we all knew Augie was destined for great things. On the varsity basketball team, Augie was a starter, while I was just grateful for the school's no-cut policy and spent quality time warming the bench for him. But Augie's dedication wasn't just on the court. It was in everything he did. He came to PCDS through Project Excellence, but he never relied on his good fortune alone. With a positive attitude and a fire in his belly, Augustine always gave it his all. And that hasn't changed a bit with time. Today he's leading a large investment firm, but he has never forgotten where he came from. His commitment to PCDS sets an example of what it means to give back. Today's recognition isn't just an honor for Augustine, it's a testament to perseverance and what can happen when opportunity meets a relentless will.
I have made fun of Augustine mercilessly at times over the last 20 years for being Mr. PCDS, for his near missionary zeal for all things alumni related. I've done that with a fair amount of love and respect, both for him and for the institution, and will say that I am a better person for his advocacy. I'm more proud to be an Eagle today than I ever have been. I'm more bought into my desire to support the community, our community, than I ever have been. And I know that I'm not alone in that, and I know that I owe a lot of that to Augustine. No one that I know of, at least, better embodies the transformative promise of a PCDS education quite as well as he does. The arc of his life to date, as a kid from Baltz Elementary with a twinkle in his eye to what he's been able to do thus far, is pretty incredible. And PCDS has been a huge component part of that.
I had no doubt that you were going to be incredibly successful. You're one of the smartest people I've ever met, and it's just so outstanding to see you apply it in not only your professional life, but your personal life, and with your ability to give back to the school and all the involvement that you continue to have at PCDS. It's really special.
The role that PCDS played in Augie's life is probably the biggest role of anything, aside from his family. He talks about PCDS all the time, pretty much every day it comes up. I'm proud of him just for the person that he is.
From the PCDS Alumni Board, congratulations, Augustine!
On behalf of the Phoenix Country Day School Alumni Association, congratulations. We are delighted and so very proud to honor you today.
Congratulations, Augustine. I'm very proud of you, and you deserve this.
Just a huge congratulations. Honestly, there's very few people who deserve it more. So congrats, and I'm excited to celebrate with you today.
Augie, you have always been an inspiration for me, and you are the best of Phoenix Country Day. This award is so well deserved. Congratulations.
Augustine, I'm very happy for you. So happy that you're receiving this award. Congratulations.
I'm so proud of you. I love you. Keep up the good work and don't stop. Keep it up.
On behalf of all of our Project Excellence Scholars, Augustine, we'd like to offer you a huge congratulations. We are so proud of you. Thank you so much for all you've done.
Augustine, congratulations, brother. Well done.
Joaquin, Richie, and I are so proud of you. We love you.
Daddy, green!
Daddy is great.